God. Right, man. Awolnation Windows. This has been a request by Kim Maple. Told you I'd get to it. Awolnation Windows. We've done Awolnation songs before. I actually really like this band. There were two other ones. There was one really long one that I did. It was like, I think, an 11-minute video that I thought was absolutely brilliant. I can't think of the name right now. But anyway, this is Grade the Form. And as you know, we're grading all music out of 3 specific categories, which is sound, lyrics, and obviously vocal ability of the artist. So, let's see what they got. Let's get into it. Let's see what we've got over here.
Grade the Form.
Okay, so off in my head, lost in my heart, lost in my soul. Wait, guys, we're just gonna go back over here.
Off in my head, lost, off in my head, off in my head, lost, off in my head, off in my head, lost, off in my head, off in my head, lost, off in my head. Lost on my arms, lost on my legs, lost is my heart, but my new soul stays. Singing off in my head, lost, off in my head, off in my head, lost. Do we really know that we're the windows? Are we really safe around the shadows?
I like that. Do we really know where the wind blows? Are we really safer in the shadows? You know what I mean? If we don't come out to play, if we stay in the shadows because we're cowards, you know what I mean? Are we ever going to deal with ourselves? Are we ever going to deal with what's going on? Okay, wait a second, let's go back.
Are we really safe around the shadows? Do we really know that we're the windows? Are we really safe around the shadows? Through our windows.
Through our windows, okay. So kind of the way I'm thinking about the song over here is it's kind of being trapped in a particular sort of mindset, or trapped in a particular sort of frame of mind, a particular thought pattern, essentially, and not being like. So the whole thing is talking about windows. Are we really safer in the shadows? You know, sort of. Let's just stay indoors and watch through our windows what's actually happening. You know what I mean? We can see everything out there. We can see what's happening in the world, but we're safer if we say nothing, which is kind of apt in terms of what's going on right now. But I don't know if I'm maybe reaching, or I'm looking into this a little bit too far or incorrectly. But I kind of feel it's a song that is, the message is, let's not be cowards, right? And actually stand for something. You know what I mean? Because we're not really safer in the shadows by being quiet, by staying in the shadows. Yes, you're gonna avoid a confrontation right now, but for the greater good of humanity, or for the greater good of people, it doesn't really help us. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I might change my mind while I listen to this. fact that do we really know where the wind blows is like nothing's for certain, everything is a risk. You know what I mean? So because things are a risk, you're never going to escape risk, right? So it's almost like saying, stop being fearful and actually fight and stand for something. Get out of the shadow. Stop looking through your windows and come into the real world. I think that's where I'm going with this, but it's a little repetitive at the moment.
Are we really safer in the shadows?
So, oh man, I can't believe this is happening. It must obviously be a situational thing. I think it's sort of falling into my theory a little bit, but I'm not so sure. I must be honest. I'm not so sure if my theory on this one's all the way correct or even partly correct. You guys are going to have to help me with this one down below. I will research it after this as well. But I must be honest, it's a little repetitive for me. Like it's not a favorite. It's not one of my favorites. I must be honest. I know they're a very conceptual type of band and they try with different sounds and things like that, but this particular song would have zero replay value for me. I just find it a little too repetitive. I get that they're trying to drill in a message, I get that, right? But it's just from a sonical perspective, it just sounds too monotone. I don't know, maybe monotone is the wrong word. It's too repetitive. It's too much of the same thing, personally. But okay, let's go.
Oh man, I can't believe we know the rhythm. Do we really know the rhythm? Are we really safer in the shadows? Do we really know the rhythm? Are we really safer in the shadows?
I think he's saying I will win and I don't care, but I will win. I like this last part of the track is quite possibly my favorite, this part. But I feel like it's just, every line is a little repetitive. It's too repetitive for me. That's it. Okay, all right. That was my theory. Okay, so that was my theory. I kind of feel that it sounded very much like an activist type song. It sounded very much like a song of standing up to your fears, standing up for something. You know what I mean? Are we really safer in the shadows? No, I've never believed myself. I mean, I've never believed that people are safer in the shadows. I'm all about taking risks. I'm all about going out there and experiencing the world. You're never going to be able to shield yourself from everything, man. So I get that particular concept. What I didn't like about the song is that like each verse was consistently repetitive. Each line was repetitive. It's the same thing, the same thing, and the same thing. And that kind of like, after like a minute of it, I was just like, or a minute and a half of it, I was like, okay, like where's the next big revelation for me? You know what I mean? So it wasn't too bad. Like it wasn't too bad. Sound, from a sound perspective, I actually like the sound. So I'm going to give the sound an 8. From a content perspective, cool. I'll give it a 7, and then from a vocal perspective, I'll give that a 7 too. So where are we? We are 877, so we are 14, 22 out of 30 for me. Wasn't one of my favorites, I must be honest. So, right guys, you guys let me know down below. Let me know if I was anywhere close, or maybe I'm tripping, or maybe I've completely gotten it wrong. But hey, it's my first time listening. I will research right now what this song is about. Love you all, man. Please stay safe, please stay healthy. Peace.